Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about how tall bigs have become the most slept on build in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. So I hope y'all enjoy the video. If you do, drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. And if you're clicking on this video and you are a fan of the Next Gen content and you want me to post more of it, feel free to drop a like on this one for sure, man. I need to see the support shown on this Next Gen stuff if you guys actually want to see it, because it is very obvious that the viewer decrease is definitely a thing when it comes to playing this game. But I'm gonna still do my own thing, whether it be 2K20, 2K21 current gen, 2K21 next gen, whatever it may be. I'm gonna do my own thing, but I would appreciate if you guys who do watch the next gen videos would show some love on this so we can reach the recommended, and just whatever comes with the extra likes or whatever, maybe my ego boost as well. But either way, again, we're here to talk about how tall bigs have become by far the most slept on build in 2K21 Next Gen. Now, to intro this video, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little perspective on what these tall bigs are even capable of. So what's playing right now is my boy Olajuwon Dreams YouTube video, where he has a 7'2" center that has crazy ability to like literally dribble, shoot, get crazy contact dunks, do all types of crazy stuff like this glitchy spin dunk that you guys know that I do as well. And it is just ridiculous how much this build is capable of when it comes to the contact dunks, lobs, everything to do with the movement of the player, with how fast it actually moves for how tall it is, the shooting ability like I was saying, and really the defense is insane too, where it's just crazy blocks, crazy range on them too, where you are just getting insane wingspan and height blocks where you would just reach things that you could never imagine doing on any other build, really. So again, shout out to Olajuwon for supplying me with the clips of this video right here of just showing you guys what these taller bigs are really even capable of. He was the first one that kind of put me onto it, or that I saw anybody even using it, and this was almost 4 or 5 months ago, mind you. This is at the beginning of 2K21 Next Gen, where everybody was rocking out with these 6'7" with probably the minimum wingspan, or even like myself, if you were on a big, you were probably on a 6'8" with the max wingspan. And honestly, it's just insane what these builds are capable of at the super high height. So obviously with the power forward position, the tallest height cap you can reach is 7 feet tall. If we go to the center, obviously that unlocks the ability to be the 7'3", gives you the ridiculous 8'1" wingspan as well. And then here's where this really comes into play. So we're gonna go ahead and max out the weight first and foremost, 290. You can see the speed is literally down to 39. This is very reminiscent to the 2K17 pure glass cleaners, where I would say it was the last game that was truly like 7'3" meta, where I was still on a 7 foot tall player, but that was seen as completely undersized in that game's regard. In this one right here, obviously, you know, I feel like I've played a pretty big part, no ego stuff right here, but I feel like I've played a pretty big part in making people aware of the undersized big meta, where having more speed and perimeter defense or lateral quickness is very important for a game that rides on a lot of three-pointers and how you have to stop the threes. Now in next gen, it's a little bit different than that, so I will say I do value the tall bigs a little bit more. And not to mention that, but to backtrack to the whole weight topic, we got the 290 right here, and like I said, it's at 39 speed, 45 vertical, 34 acceleration, you can see, and really you can go super far without even losing any strength, to be honest. I mean, you could go down to the 265 and you still have 95 strength, and you would gain up to pretty much 10 speed for doing that, and you really don't lose anything. You don't really lose much into your defense either or anything like that. So you're gonna see we're gonna go from 290 all the way down to the minimum weight, and this is gonna be a ridiculous change in all types of these attributes. So we got speed, acceleration, vertical, even stamina as well, even though I'm not even going to recommend to upgrade stamina on this build. Perimeter defense is going to see a huge increase, ball handle, speed with ball, and driving dunk and driving layup especially as well. So again, mind you, we have 39 speed. We'll just use the speed as a benchmark for this weight. Go all the way down from 39 speed all the way up to 62. You're literally almost doubling the speed at that point, bro. And it's obviously not exactly double, but it's very close. And for you to be 7'3" with 62 speed is actually pretty wild. And then obviously if you add on the +4s for being a 99 overall, you end up with 66 speed. That's pretty ridiculous. Now I will say, again, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of these 7'3s or 7'2s. I will, however, say that the 6'11s or 7 foot on the dot are ridiculous. I think that my most ideal height for a tall big would be the 6'11" right here. So you're gonna see it is so optimal when it comes to the speed. You have 78 speed at 6'11". That is ridiculous. Like, you will never see another 2K, I would think, in the future, but definitely not in the past, where you could be 6'11" with 78 speed. Mind you, again, if you hit 99 overall, that's 82 speed, and you would have 90 vertical at 6'11". You could not find another build that's like that in any game. I promise you that. So before we get into all the attributes that I've upgraded on this, and you know, the reason that I have certain things low or the reason that I don't have certain things upgraded, I'm just gonna go ahead and talk to you guys about this first and foremost. So what's so ridiculous about this whole brick wall situation? So you're gonna see on the defensive badges, we have brick wall not lit up, and then clamps is the only thing we can't get. So you need 80 perimeter D to get the clamps. which again, if you have the +4s for being a 99 overall, you're only going to end up with 78. That is one thing to definitely be said about the 6'10", and you can definitely reach the 80 perimeter defense with a 6'10" build. But regardless, I want to talk about the brick wall situation. So you would think it's all about strength, right? But you can see even if you max out the strength, it doesn't activate the brick wall. Now, you can achieve brick wall by having just strength, but what's ridiculous about this is I'm just going to show you, you can achieve brick wall with just interior defense. Now, in the first place, I don't even think brick wall should be a defensive badge, but that's a story for another day. I had a little rant about that on Twitter personally, but I don't really see how a completely offensive badge can correlate to defense. I guess, you know, it's in the nature of people who are defensive players to be big body screen setters as well. But either way, long story short is, you can just upgrade the interior defense and end up with Hall of Fame brick wall. So you don't really even need strength in the first place. I think just being tall gives you a bigger like body frame for the screens anyway. And then obviously if you go with a burly, now that's another story again for another day, where maybe, you know, body type does affect certain things like that. That'd be fire if 2K Labs or 2K Toots could like make a little video on that as well. I might even send out a little invitation out to them to maybe give that a little review. But anyway, as far as what you have with this build, 6'11" with 93 driving dunk, 95 standing dunk. You still have 83 driving layup, which I love for having circus in this game, where you can do the little spin dunk by double tapping X. You can do the Jamal Crawford hop dunks, where you're putting it through your legs or behind your back, whatever it may be. Super fire. I love that big time. So before we go too far on that 6'11", I just do want to give you guys a little insight onto why I think 6'10" might be the best one, because you have a little situation where you don't have enough speed with ball to get gold quick first step at 6'11". It's a bit unfortunate. You're literally one attribute rating short of being able to get it at 99 overall. And then like I said as well, you need the 80 perimeter defense to get gold clamps, which I think is pretty solid to have, especially if you want to play 2v2 with this build right here. I think you definitely need to be able to guard ISO, and having clamps would be very important for that. Alright, so here's the situation at hand. You need to have 79 interior defense to have the Hall of Fame brick wall, at least with this build right here. I don't know if it's a combination of strength and interior defense. Nah, it's gotta be just the interior D, but either way, gotta have the 79 interior D to have that Hall of Fame brick wall. I would definitely recommend it to have a build like this, but who knows, maybe you want to get super glitchy with it and just ISO all day with your gold quick first step that you would have with this. Again, I just do want to emphasize you need 64 speed with ball to have the gold quick first step at this power forward position. But I'm gonna just open up another door for somebody who might just want the quick first step, doesn't really care about deep threes, and doesn't care about the position being a power forward or anything like that. So you're going to see at the center position, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a 6'11" minimum weight and then max wingspan. You end up with 58 speed with ball, which is even less than what we had on the power forward position, correct? But again, this game just has a lot of flaws to it, where you can see all you need is 55 speed with ball to be able to get gold quick first step at the center position. So it's just like how stupid it is that you can get power forward Hall of Fame quick first step at 81 speed with ball, whereas you need 94 speed with ball to get quick first step on Hall of Fame as a point guard. It's real stupid if you ask me how all this stuff works. But either way, this is going to be able to let you kind of make a more developed ball handler at the 6'11" position. Or if you want to even go with a 7-foot tall build, I'm not going to lie, this is definitely pushing the limits on this stuff, but this is the farthest you can go and still get gold quick first step. You need to be a 99 overall specifically, and you can see right here 51 speed with ball. It doesn't have quick first step highlighted, which would lead you to thinking that you can't get it at all, but when you reach 99 overall, you would get the +4, boom, 55 speed with ball. So like we were saying, you're definitely pushing the limits when it comes to what you can get for the speed with ball, but it's the exact limit of the 55 speed with ball to get the gold quick first step. However, at the center position, like I was saying earlier, you definitely cannot get the gold deep threes, which I find to be pretty valuable in any situation, whether you're pick and popping with this build or if you want to ISO yourself. Now, if you're somebody who's just going to spot up corner with this build right here and just be an absolute like hype beast when it comes to the good interior defense, the glitchy block animations and stuff like that you can trigger, and then still be able to shoot in the corner, you still got some good ISO sets from the driving dunk and that type of regard. But I definitely will say that whole no deep threes thing will be a problem if you're trying to ISO from the top, where you really just have to shoot directly from the line on the 3-point line because you're already low on the 3-point rating. But I will say I found one other really glitchy thing about this, and I'm not sure how it works. I might ask Olajuwon to give some input on this if his build has sharp takeovers, but you can see you can get the limitless range takeover with a build that doesn't even get deep threes on gold or anything really for that matter, which is even more ridiculous when it comes to how this game is. But at the end of the day, that actually is pretty cool, and it would be something that would maybe, you know, cheat the game a little bit with that regard. So I know we've been bouncing around a lot in this video, not really staying on one build for more than like 2 minutes at a time, but I just want to go ahead and go one more thing and show you guys back to the power forward position how ridiculous this height situation is from 6'7" all the way up to 7 foot. So you're gonna see, and we'll go to the center as well, but I just want to go to this power forward position so I can show you the 6'7" and 6'8" as far as their speed goes. So we're gonna go ahead and minimize the weight, maximize the wingspan for what most bigs would always want to do, and then you're gonna go ahead and see the speed. So at 6'7", you have 85 speed. Now you lose quite a bit going to 6'8", but it's not ridiculous with like the -3. And then you're gonna see you lose another 3 for going 6'9". Now 6'10" and 6'11", this is where you're gonna see a lot of like really interesting things right here. So you end up with 78 speed at the 6'10". Going to a 6'11", you don't lose anything, and then going to 7 foot, you only lose 1. So this is where I think 7 foot is really, really glitchy, and 6'11" as well. Like I said, now if you don't care about the clamps at the 80 perimeter defense or anything like that, I think 7 foot is pretty ridiculous, bro. But for you to be able to run anything at power forward, to be able to get the deep threes, then you're going to have to unfortunately run the 6'10", because as you can see at 6'11", you only have 59 speed with ball. That would get you to 63, and you need 64. Again, very unfortunate when it comes to that power forward position. Now, if you remember from a couple minutes ago, for the center position, it was even lower your speed with ball needed to be to have the goal quick first step. For the power forward position, it was 64 that you need, and you can't get that by any means with this 6'11". Maybe if you go with the metric and you want to change your height completely, where it's like 6'10" and a half or something like that, you could reach that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and give this brief tutorial for all the people who don't want to go through all that crazy nonsense talk. But again, I think if you're gonna go with the power forward and you want the deep three, 6'10" is super fire. And then if you want to go with center, 7 foot, super cool. And just to clarify too, this is at the center position right here. I'm going 6'9", minimum wingspan, all types of stuff like that, just to show you it is position locked. So again, you can see in the middle of the screen right there, I'm at a center position. I'm gonna upgrade my 3-pointer all the way. I still can't get deep threes. It's literally 89 3-pointer, still can't touch deep threes. So it's just position locked. That's as simple as it is. But as you can see, I mean, you literally only need the 55 speed with ball to get a gold quick first step on the center. Now, I don't even think, yeah, you definitely can't reach Hall of Fame quick first step on a center build by any means, but still, I think it's pretty cool to be able to get this quick first step at 55 speed with ball. You're definitely going to see it move. I mean, you can see in Olajuwon's video that it really is ridiculous how this build can move on offense. And honestly, the type of animations you get on defense as well with the crazy blocks, that's just insane. Now, the only thing that is a bit unfortunate for the sake of the 7-footers perspective is that you don't get a lot of finishing and playmaking badges in comparison to what the 6'10" is capable of getting, because your driving dunk and driving layup go a bit lower, and those are really easy things to upgrade. At the center position, to upgrade close shot and post control, it's a bit expensive. Same with how, honestly, ball handle and speed with ball are very cheap to upgrade at the center position. And what I realized while, kind of recapping through this video is that I haven't shown a lot of gameplay or anything like that, or explained what makes these builds so dominant in this game and so slept on, really, as the title says, is that these things get ridiculous block animations. They can't be dunked on as easily, especially for the fact that you have the interior defense and the block up, and then combine that with the height and the wingspan, it just factors in even more with that regard. And then as far as the rebounding, they are just out of this world with rebounding in this game. I've got the experience of it from the Pro-Am perspective of next gen, where I like to think I'm always good at the rebounding as an undersized big. I've loved it for every year, from 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 current gen. That's literally 5 years of playing as a big man on this 2K stuff. And I gotta say, rebounding in this game is just different. It's so much different than any other 2K you've seen. This one is so much more like long rebounds, flying super high up in the air, and things just flying super far as well. And height gives you so much range with this stuff. Now, in other 2Ks, I think that it was a lot more about boxing out and getting position. So speed was super effective with that, because you could get past people and then box them out. And then no matter what their height was, you were able to just kind of get the rebound over them anyway, because they had to have positioning on you. Now in this game, that's all gone to complete garbage, where it's all just about height and vertical pretty much. And again, with these 7-footers, the fact that you can be 7 feet tall with 80 speed and 88 vertical, it's just ridiculous. Now another thing to talk about too is stamina. So for those who don't know, your stamina, even if you don't upgrade it at all, defaults to 50. Now, you can play through whole Pro-Am games and it really won't be a huge nuisance or problem to you, let alone park. You could go literally with no stamina upgraded on park, no doubt about it, have a perfectly fine time on 2v2, 3v3, whatever it may be. I literally play with 25 stamina on Pro-Am. All I have to do is buy Gatorade, and honestly, for even the fact that you can just quit out of games too without losing your Gatorade, all you have to do is buy one at a time anyway, so it's really not that big a deal. So long story short is, don't upgrade stamina. I've come to learn that over the course of this game. Now, don't get me wrong. There's definitely negatives when it comes to this build. Obviously, the whole no clamps aspect of it, and then obviously the no deep threes aspect of it. But if you want to be cool and different, really, that's what it is. Like, if you want to be different and have fun playing the game in a different way than anybody else does, and ISO with a 7-foot tall big, or if you want to do what Olajuwon does and play with that 7-2 build, obviously it's a little bit more limited in its movement where you don't have the quick first step, but it still looks cool. I'll just put it like that. And obviously you don't need any quick first step to be able to do the spin dunk in a cool way. Or if you want to be able to just, you know, pick and pop a little bit, play really cool defense and just crazy interior defense blocks and just play wreck essentially with that build, I think it'd still be very doable. And the last thing I want to talk about in this video is, we all know with next gen that you've seen ridiculously like unimaginable builds at any regard with, you know, any height, like the 6'7" power forwards and stuff like that, or just the fact that you can get 90 plus driving dunk, 90 plus three-pointer, and 90 plus ball handle, even on point guards in this game. Now you could even do that as well with the 6'7" power forward, pretty close. The ball handle is a little bit lower than the 90, but either way, you get what I'm saying. You could have 94 perimeter D, 90, almost 90 ball handle, 90 plus three-pointer, 90 plus driving dunk. It's just unimaginable builds all over. And really with this right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and recap this. So I just want to remind people as well that my 7-foot pure athletic finisher had pretty much similar ratings to this when it came to the driving dunk aspect. I really only had less than 90 driving dunk, and then I had about 90 standing dunk at the 7-foot tall position. Now I just want to go ahead and reiterate how ridiculous this is, that this build can also have 76 three-pointer and then also have 90 everything, block, O-board, dunk, and then for the physicals too. I mean, we're talking about the physicals like it's just garbage. I mean, this is still 80 speed, 88 vertical at 7 feet tall. Unimaginable for a pure glass in 17 to even have these type of ratings right here. Now, obviously, this is a different era. Obviously, you know, we're in 2K21 next gen, so it's all about how does this build stack up against the other builds that you might compete against. Now, in this day and age where you do need the interior defense, you need the block rating, and some height wouldn't hurt anything either when it comes to the paint interior defense and just stopping people from scoring on the inside. I will say, however, you might get kind of pieced up when it comes to the outside defense in ISO situations on 2v2, where if you have to guard a ball handler who's going to ISO you, honestly, you're going to be living and dying by chase down blocks and hoping that the dude misses if you're going to be sagging off because you want to play the better interior defense. So this is all I'm going to say about it. I think this build fits in on 3v3 very well, and you would fit in with randoms more than anything. I don't think this is extremely like a comp build by any means on the 3v3 stuff. What I will say though is this is out of this world for Pro-Am. 7-foot tall bigs, those are just insane. Like those dudes go crazy with you can never have enough of them either. Like you could literally have 3 of them where they spot up corner on offense and then they play corner on defense. I know a lot of people think that'd be boring and just, you know, useless, quote unquote, because you think just sitting corner on defense means you're not doing anything. I promise you, for rotations and being able to get interior stops with these type of builds right here, to be 7 feet tall and have such good speed and vertical and height and length, and to have the interior defense and block and great rebounding as well, so valuable, especially in this game where, like I said, it's long rebounds. I, as one man, cannot rebound against 3 people who are all 7 feet tall. In previous games, I was able to do it because flat out, if you had positioning, it was good enough. In this game, it's just not. So the more of these you have, the better. It's as simple as that in the Pro-Am. So anyway, that's all for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like I said, if you enjoy these next gen videos, you want to see more of them, whether it be gameplay or, you know, just kind of sorting through the builder and stuff like that, or highlighting underrated builds, feel free to let me know. I'm game for doing anything on next gen as long as the viewership is there. And I understand a lot of people are gonna be in the comments like, oh, why don't you just dictate what you're gonna do? Like, why do you have to watch the views? Why do you have to be worried about, like, you know, success and all that type of stuff like that? Well, because I am, all right? It's as simple as that. But like I said, I am going to continue to do my own thing. It just would be very helpful if you guys who do watch these next gen videos could leave some likes, drop some love on this video. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this build right here. Give me some feedback on what you think of taller bigs, or if you just rock out with a 6'7" all day and the 6'8". That was me like literally months ago. And I've only transitioned slowly to being 6'9.5" with the metric build, and really I made that specifically for Pro-Am anyway, and I don't really touch too much park or anything like that with it. I will say I've played a couple 2s, and it is fun to be playing as the pick and roller again on 2v2 instead of just ISOing literally every single game every single day. And that was, I think, what really wore me out with this game right here, is just not running any pick and roll and just constantly ISOing or spotting up corner and watching my teammate do stuff. definitely boring. I will say that much, but it definitely is fun to have the pick and roll stuff back. And with these tall bigs, that's probably what you're going to end up doing with a little, you know, like a little splash, a little pinch of ISO here and there. Or you want to just be a different breed, go ahead and do so with your 55 speed with ball at the 7-footer, and you have the gold quick first step. That's good enough, and just go ahead and go crazy. Anyway, like I said, that's all for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you made it to this point in the video, put next gen in the comments to show support's made all the way through. Again, anybody who wants to show the love on the next gen videos, I really appreciate it. Let's try to get this one to at least 800 likes. That'd be big time. And like I said, if you want to see more of it, feel free to let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.